Hey everyone, today I'm going to give you a very simple system to determine if you're picking good angles from behind the baseline. So we've got 4 main angles we can choose, and I'm going to start with the easiest to execute and the highest percentage, and we'll work our way to the most difficult to execute and the lowest percentage. So a number 1 shot, and this is the shot you should be trying most of the time, is when your opponent hits cross court to you and you hit cross court back. So I'm standing in the deuce, they've hit a ball over here, and I simply return it on the same angle. And this is a number 1 shot for a couple reasons. Number 1, we don't need to change directions, which makes it easier, but we also know that cross court is also a higher percentage shot. The net is a little bit lower in the center of the court. On the cross court angle, we have more court to work with, right? And then after we've hit our cross court shot, we only need to recover about our step or two to be in the middle of their 2 options. So when you play, generally speaking, we want to try lots of number 1 shots. A number 2 shot is when your opponent has gone down the line and you run over and you go cross court off of that. And it's a number 2 shot for the same exact reasons we just mentioned. Everything that applies to a cross court shot, the lower net, the longer court, it all applies here. We're still in a great position for our next shot. The only difference is we're changing direction slightly, but because that ball never crossed our body, the down the line shot stayed over here, it's still a relatively low risk play. And so when I watch players, when they're on the baseline, if they try lots of 1s and 2s, which is essentially just hitting cross court, I think to myself, what a smart player. What a tactical genius. Hitting cross court is a phenomenal play. Number 3 shot, which I can't really think of many tactical reasons why we would try, but that is just when our opponent hits down the line and we hit down the line right back to them. Maybe we'd be running and trying to go behind them, but honestly, most of the time, if you're running on defense, I would advocate for going middle or cross court. So it's an easy shot to execute because you're just hitting in a straight line. I just don't know tactically why you would try it. If you see a number 3 in a match, it's probably someone caught the ball late and it's a complete accident. This leads us to number 4 shots. And these are easily the most difficult. And it's also the ones that I see the most. So that is when your opponent goes cross court and you change directions. That's actually funny, I missed that on accident. But you change directions and you go down the line. So number 4s, if I'm watching amateur tennis, we're trying them way too much, and this is where a bulk of our mistakes come from. There's also some reward if you try number 4 though, because we might be able to hit some winners down the line or some forcing shots. And so the 3 things that I would need you to have in order to try a number 4 and for me to think it was a great idea, number 1, I need you to be up inside the court. So that means you've gotten some type of short ball, something you like, you are inside the baseline in an offensive position. The second thing is that we're still inside the singles line. So from here, I can hit a good shot down the line and maybe get back a little bit into position. But if I'm outside the doubles alley and I don't execute this shot perfectly, I am toast on the next ball. And we don't really want to be playing many shots where if we execute, we win. And if we don't execute the shot perfectly, we for sure lose. That's a really good indicator that we've tried a horrible shot. The third thing I would need is an opening. So if my opponent is still standing in the middle of the court and I don't have any opening, even if I'm up inside the baseline and inside the singles, I would say just rip that thing back cross court one more time and see if we can get that opening for the down the line later. So generally speaking, lots of 1s and 2s, 3s almost never happen, and we can sprinkle in some 4s if those 3 criteria are met. So I'm going to play some points with Otto now. He's about a 12 UTR. I'm still going to use my Stokey 6, which means I'm not going to hit many in the net. I'm not going to hit many wide. I'm going to try to play primarily with 1s and 2s with depth. And if I get some chances where I'm up in the court, I might try some number 4s. So check this out, see what we think. All right, here we go. Ooh, no. 1-0. 4, 5. So quickly looking back at this number 4, you can see he gives me a short ball. I'm on or around the baseline. I'm inside the single sideline, and he's out of position cross court. So I have a massive opening. This is a great chance for me to try number 4. And I know that because I was able to hit a winner without even threatening the sideline. I probably had 5 feet worth of margin. So if you like that shot, do me a favor, go like and subscribe right now. All right, so that was a good game for me, 7-0. I had 18 number 1s, 2 number 2s, 3 number 3s, although 2 of them I know for sure I was trying cross court and just caught them late. And I tried 2 number 4s. And you can see he started the game off by missing 2 number 4s wide. I actually kind of baited him into it. I was shading a little bit more cross court, and that's always a thrill for me when I can talk my opponent into trying something stupid. Yes, I hit that one great number 4. Yes, I hit a nice drop shot number 3. But the bulk of that game was won by me just being solid with 1s and 2s and doing nothing flashy and letting him make mental errors by missing wide. So in this next game, we're going to use the scoring system to still highlight these good decisions. So any shot that I miss, Otto's going to receive the amount of points of the type of shot that I missed. So if I attempt a number 1 and miss it, he only gets 1 point. But if I attempt a number 4 and miss it, he gets 4 points. And so hopefully that's going to push me to hit more cross-court shots. And the inverse is true for winners. So if I hit a winner on a number 1, a cross-court off a cross-court, I get 4 points. If I hit a winner on a number 4 shot, I only get 1. And so we're just using that score system to funnel us to more cross-court options, lots of 1s and 2s, and making sure that if we try a 4, it's wide open. 2-11 this time. That is so dumb! Cannot make that error. You're supposed to be the coach. A little deep. 'That's a tired shot. Behind the baseline. 6-1 U. The net today? 6-2 U. Five, 6. Five, 7. All right, another thrilling victory for me, come from behind. It's always good to beat up on the next generation. But keep this number system in mind, and when you're playing, keep track. Am I trying lots of ones and twos? Am I trying lots of threes and fours? My guess is if you're playing ones and twos, you're winning a lot of matches and playing solid tennis. And also, if you're playing lots of ones and twos, you have Stokey approval.